Well. Pastor Nick and Pastor Rhonda. Nick and Rhonda today. We're going to wait till some people come on. Okay, got it. Okay. Right. So, today, we just came back off a trip. And it was fun. We had a great time. Mm-hmm. And straight up, no chaser. A lot of people have a lot of questions. And sometimes, hi family, that they don't know how to ask us. And so we wanted to come on straight up with no chaser, no filters, and answer questions. And this is Pastor Nick's first time being on. So we had a great time. We didn't intend to have a vacation, but what happened was they had mechanical problems on the plane. So we ended up having to stay at a hotel, and so, there was bad weather, they said here. So, straight up, no chaser conversations today. Won't be long. This is Pastor's first time for what? What do you got to say?
I don't know. Just, well, I guess it's somebody at the comment, or I don't know how this works, but yeah. So I'm here.
Okay. Well, a lot of people want to know about our relationship and how do we make it work. Well, first of all, I'm older. May not be able to tell at times, but I'm the older one. But he's actually the older one. He's more mature. People say, you're the vocal one. I'm just a visionary. My husband is behind the scenes. He's definitely a pastor, prophet, everything. But a lot of times people mistake that his quietness as passive or insecure. And I will let him answer that himself.
My hand hurt. So, well, I don't know what to say. But yes, I am quiet. And that's just, that's me. I mean, when it's time to have something to say, I have a lot to say. I've always been taught and learned that, you have a lot of people that just kind of run and rant, and then you have very few people that are that think before they speak. I'm one of those people that try to take the time to think and kind of process things through before I say anything. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy being quiet. I've also learned that being quiet is a gift, as well as it's a tool. Because being quiet, and people that talk, they'll tell everything and tell on themselves and equip you with everything you need before you even have to say a word. So you know how to approach them, you know what to say, as opposed to just kind of running off your mouth and then you both trying to figure things out. But I mean, we actually work. My wife is very talkative. She's very open and friendly. I'm quite the opposite. I'm friendly, but just in a different way. But we balance each other out. We are, again, the total opposites, but it works, in many different ways it works.
Hit your share button. It's a lot of questions that people wanted to know, and we feel like answering them today, just coming off of our little staycation, all right? Mm-hmm. Okay. How did we meet? Did our parents, your mother kind of knew before?
How do we meet? No, we met at church.
We met at church, but but the relationship.
Yeah.
She told you before.
Yeah, so we wound up going to the church and seeing my wife, who was my pastor at the time, and I enjoyed the service. Invited my mom and sister, and and my mom immediately just kind of the Lord speaks to her, so she was saying some things about my pastor at the time. Of course, that was a hard pill for me to swallow. I'm not gonna get into that.
Hit your share button.
But yeah, it was different. Looking at your pastor and trying not to look at her, and it was the weirdest thing in the world. But we finally prayed it through. But we actually met at church. He was my pastor, and then after her ministering to me for many years, and one day we just kind of saw each other in a different light, and
And we didn't start chasing each other. It was none of that. No. God didn't tell me he was my husband. I didn't have any of that. That was not our revelation.
No. Actuality, she was trying to push me.
I was giving him to other people. So that's not true. Yeah, so another thing is that because I am often front, people assume that I leave my husband behind. That it's blurry a little bit. Okay, so that is absolutely positively not true. Mm-hmm. In the black community, it seems as though if a woman is in the forefront, that she is controlling and dominating and etc. That's not the case. But Joyce Meyer and her husband can be in one shape, form, or fashion. And we often want to push and pry into other folks' marriages. And that's one of the things that we find ourselves dealing with. My husband is a very secure man, and he's secure. He had to be secure when we got married. So that was our relationship when we got married.
And in addition to that, I'll be a fool too.
You can always text and ask a question if you like. Hit your share button.
You don't keep interrupting me.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay. So what I was trying to say is, I forgot my train of thought. No. So what I was saying was that I would be a fool to be married and then to know that my wife is, she is more seasoned, she's more experienced in the ministry than I am, coming in, and it would be crazy for to expect her to follow me. Follow me where? What am I supposed to do? I have, so ministry is new for me in that sense. I've attended ministries, and I part-time did that when I was in church. So to be married to a pastor, that was a whole different thing. So that would be insane for me to think that because I'm a man, I'm supposed to just make my wife submit and lead her, and I don't have a clue what I'm leading her to. So that's foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on that, but she's awesome. She's great in her own right. And I don't mind being behind the scene. I'm good. I'm very comfortable. I'm still a man. Ain't nothing weak and wimpy about me. That's for certain. But no, I don't have no problem being in the back. That's good. I like being in the back, because people think that she by herself. And then when you feel that swelling on the back of your head, that's me. So it works out.
Okay, and then my family, my father, he immediately just loved you.
Yeah, shout out,
go and spend time with him. Mm-hmm. So those are the things that we dealt with in ministry. Of course, we deal with people being attracted to him or somebody being attracted to me, and that's okay. More often than not, I don't think that it's necessarily him or me. I think it's the anointing that's on our life. And I think that that's people drawn, and it's often a familiar type of spirit that they can't really identify, although it's familiar. And so we'll take it after, I'm attracted to them, which the anointing on any man or woman's life draws to them. So I do believe that is often the case. Is there a question? Okay.
I don't think they want to ask no
question. Okay, no questions. Okay, y'all still there?
I don't think y'all want to talk.
Okay, y'all still there? Say hello if you're still there. Last person I see. Hey, Amanda.
Gabby.
Okay, I hope we didn't lose you guys. Okay, there's go 10. So there's more. So, we just wanted to come on and say that it's doable and love is doable. Hit your share button. No matter age, creed, color, it doesn't matter, opinions or anything like that. If you meet somebody that's not your race, not in your age, it's sad that people will like me and not like my husband. People will like my husband and not. It really doesn't matter. It's not relevant. What were some of the, hold on, let's see. What were some of the, what's that? I'm sorry, I had to peep on there. I don't know why I won't let you write. What were some of the key things that we learned? I couldn't get it all, person. What were some of the key things that you all learned during dating?
Gotcha.
And what was the biggest lesson you've learned being married? The key thing that we learned during dating.
Don't trust your flesh.
Don't trust your I don't care what your title is. Don't trust your flesh, because you will do it if you trust your flesh. Don't put no confidence in your flesh. Hit your share button. What a great word, great question. And one of the things that we have learned, what have you learned being married, honey? In being married and in ministry to women and men.
One thing I learned being married is that, it works better when you're not trying to always push your agenda. It works better when you're open to both. You know what I'm saying? So, because what I do or don't do ultimately affects her and vice versa. But, it also pays to want to hear what she has to say, her opinions, her thoughts, her feelings, to really give acknowledgement to it. So I learned in marriage that it's not about one person. I mean, it's the two become one. So, really be open, be okay with compromise, and be okay with being weak, being vulnerable, because that's your wife, that's your husband, and it's okay. If God, let me put it this way, if God ordained it, and if God said this is what it is, then, I would strongly be okay with that. But if you made a man your husband or a woman your wife that God ain't called, then that's a whole different story there. But, yeah.
Next question. How did we know we were ready to date? I wasn't thinking about dating. I was going through a hard time. And I think we both were. We didn't know that. I didn't know him on a personal level. He was in the ministry for 2 years. I didn't know him in a personal level like that. Everything that he was going through, I know that I was going through. Only thing I wanted to do was get me a little puppy, and like Paris Hilton, put her in my purse, and she and I travel and do the world together. I wasn't looking for a relationship. So thinking about dating, that was not. I was busy about God's business and God was restoring other relationships while it seemed like mine was going down the tube. And that's just the honest truth. But I stayed focused on him, and he made a promise that he would get in three days, everything that the enemy tore down, that it would be built back up again. And that's certainly exactly what happened. It was restored. So I'm super excited about that. That's what I would say about learning when you're ready to date. From a male's perspective, darling.
How did I know when I was ready to date? Honestly, we kind of took our time, to be honest with you. And, anywhere that we went out, anytime that we were out or were together, I want to say 99.9% of the time, we always had someone with us.
Chaperone.
Yeah, chaperoning us. So we kind of just took it easy and took our time. I will say this, you're ready to date when your focus have changed. When you first get with a person and it's all about their appearance and you still trying to get over that flesh part and you're tempted and you want to, do this and do that, when you start making it past those parts and you're actually getting to know the individual for them, you guys have more things in common other than carnal things about future, future visions. Then I think that you're ready to date, when there's some form of compatibility that's positive.
And as long as you're about God's business, I agree, baby. As long as you're about God's business, don't let people get in your life. And don't allow your past preferences. I've never dated anyone younger. So don't allow, and I don't think you dated anyone early. I'm sure you had. You did a lot. He did a lot more than I ever did.
Had the devil in him.
Yeah, he had the devil in him. I didn't do that much like that. So, don't let your past preferences determine what are you going to do in your decisions that you make? If he's older or if he's younger, is he mature? If he's black, if he's white, if he's Asian or whatever, just make your decision based on how he loves you and how she loves you, respects you, and treats you. Those are some of the things that are very important. And don't allow people to determine and help you to make that decision. I think we wasted time because I was more concerned about what society perceived, because a seasoned man can definitely have a younger woman. But a seasoned woman and a younger man, they always attribute that to a sexual relationship, and that was not the case. It was the love of God that brought us together and maintains this relationship.
Yeah, you know what is and again, all I can say is that it works. You know, the biggest lesson that I learned is that, you know, you can't put stipulations on God love. You know, meaning what God called to be, because, you know, things may not come the way that you expect. The package may not be the way that you anticipate. And I'm not speaking in that. What I'm saying is that, like the age difference, for some people that may be an issue. Had we had tripped on that, then we wouldn't be. You know, so there's a lot of things that are, I mean, God just has an awesome way of doing things. And, you know, I never forget the day I was praying and I was talking to God, and I said, you know what, I want a woman that will love me for me and the way that I love her, you know, that it'll be balanced, that I want to love her more, that we'll love each other, that, you know, the same. And I didn't care about age. I didn't care about color. You know, I knew if it was a God thing, then it was a God thing, I would be happy, and I'm more than happy. So yeah, gotta be open. They got any more questions out there?
Yeah, no more questions. Okay. Well, one of the most exciting things I'll tell anybody is serving God together. It's an awesome and phenomenal thing. It's exciting. It's even sensual. It's erotic because you are serving the same God. You're in love with the same person. You're sharing. So it's not like you're cheating. When you have somebody who's pulling one way for God and you're pulling another way for God, then it is absolutely so hard. But when you're pulling in the same direction, then God can be glorified. And I do believe that that's the season that we're in. God is putting unique and a different breed. When we were preaching in Texas, that was the title of the message. God is raising up a different breed. How did he approach me?
Carefully. and not in a fearful sense, but meaning, you know, I reverence her not just as a pastor, but as a woman, you know, and oh wow, your percentage is going. Guess I have to make this quick, but you know, with respect, you know, with anticipation, not in fear, in confidence, you know, just it was different. You know, I can go down a long list of how I approached her, but it's because of what was in me, you know, what's in her. You know, the God in her, you know, all those things factored in the way that I approached her. I mean, of course, I did not do none of what I've done in my past. So, you know, this approach was very, it was more intentional. It was careful. It was thought out, you know, and, you know, yeah, it was purposeful.
Yeah, very purposeful and intentional. And, yeah. You did. It was very purposeful and intentional, and you didn't handle me. I think you know when a man respects you is when he doesn't handle you any kind of way. My husband still today, I don't carry trash outside. We just came off a trip. Sometimes like, can I help you with the luggage? No, you can't help me with the luggage. I have it. So when a man cares about you like that, just the simple things mean so much. So let your haters be your motivators in this season of life, because God is doing something unusual and special, and you have to allow God to be God.
Oh wow!
Did you qualify points and required to what's that?
Did you all have qualifying points that you required of each other? Yeah, absolutely.
You get the charger?
Okay.
Zoom. Okay, 1 second. One of the things that I said that was a disqualifying factor, because being in ministry, it's a very lonely walk. And you got to try to live holy. It's not like you can go all the time dating this one and that one and that one, that one. And where did you take on the first date? Okay. All right. You can't go here and there and I forgot the question. Oh my God, I forgot what I was saying because I saw another question. I had to come back to it. It's gonna come back to me. Where did he take me on my first date? On my first date, he took me probably somewhere simple. But I remember when it was really serious, he took me to the Spindle Top. And it was going round and round to see all of Georgia because I'm not from Georgia. And so he took me to I think it's called the Spindle Top or wherever it is downtown Atlanta. And in the restaurant where it goes all the way around. And then he promised me he was going to show me the world because I was his world. And we've been together. And then when he got ready to ask me to marry him, he did it at his sister's house. And his mom, sister, and everybody was there. What was some disqualifying? Everybody was there. He had the ring. Everybody was there. We're trying to get position, y'all, because we're trying to get in here together. So everybody was there, and he asked me to marry. He got down on one knee and asked him to marry me. We got married very quaint in the church with people that were close. My first son gave me away. What was the disqualifying factors? The only disqualifying factor I had in a relationship, and we talked about it prior to, was because ministry is so affection in the relationship. And I'm not talking sexual. Because you come home, you giving and you pouring out to so many people. Hit your share button because I do believe that people need to hear this. And you have to have deal breakers and before you even go into a marriage. And one of the things that I told my husband was, I know being in ministry, I wanted to be a godly woman. I wanted to walk upright because you already have liars and everything else talking. But one of the things that I wanted to stay saved, and the only way that you can stay saved is affection. Especially those of you that are ministers that are online, you come home, you fought the world, you fought trying to get people everything, you giving them everything, and that hug from your spouse, it begins to pour back into you and make a deposit into you. And that was the only thing that I required. I didn't require millions of dollars because I knew that God would provide. I wasn't asking for the houses, the cars, and the land because I knew that God would provide. Because I had all that. I've seen all that. And I see people with all that. And they're not happy. So all I wanted was somebody that was, when I come home or when he came home, that we could hold each other and be ready for the world after that and replenish each other. I hope that answered your question. And what was a disqualifying factor?
Love was the thing for me, and of course, I guess our disqualifying factors, would come from our past experience and what's important, and what I've experienced in my past. A lot of things I've dealt with and endured and was okay with. The most important things to me after making it through all of that was loving me the way that I love her, and her truly having a love for God. And, not to be or to sound super spiritual, but I knew that if she had those two things, if she's going to make mistakes, absolutely. So I'm not going to head trip on that. Will there be certain things that she'll do that I may not like? Absolutely. I mean, of course, the stuff that's a no-brainer that you're not going to accept and not allow. But those are the two biggest things for me because I felt like if she truly had a love for God and a love for me, then even if she made a mistake, then I could endure that. You know what I'm saying? If there was something that she did or said that, I didn't like or kind of made me feel some kind of way, then I could better handle that too. Yeah, so those were the things for me, but I didn't go in with a long list because, to be honest with you, we can all come in and have a whole list of what we want and what we don't want, but the fact of the matter is you're an imperfect person trying to make a person perfect yourself. It ain't gonna happen. So, you know what I mean? Have your expectations. I mean, let's be serious, because a lot of stuff too, the way people react and respond to you is not how you want people to be to you. A lot of that stuff is how you are, and it caused that to come out of them. So that's what I'm saying. You really have to be real with yourself. Everything ain't always everybody. A lot of that stuff be you. And it cause them to act up, and that's what you get in return. So as long as she love God and love me the way I love her, the rest of it I could endure.
And we do, and I think we do. So people like, why y'all like to hang with each other? Because I don't understand how you want to be with a woman and friends as opposed to your mate. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I have friends, but my preference, I love spending time, and my husband, he can go, right? I don't stop him from going. He can go. But he says, I want to be with you. If you're not going, I'm not going. Now, sometimes I still want to go. I like to go because I like to see things and travel. But my husband is very much a family person, and he's not too much going to go. And sometimes that can be misconstrued as, oh, she don't want him to go anywhere. But he can speak for himself. I'll push him to go, and he'll be like, no, I don't want to go.
And I wish people would stop doing that, because can't nobody speak for me. So you can't say that she's trying to make me do anything. I'm a grown man, and honestly, I've been grown for a very long time. That being said, come on. I mean, I do what I want to do, not to be disrespectful, but don't nobody force me to do nothing. I mean, let's be serious. I think people are very foolish. You know what I think is this? It's ignorance, and that's what it is. So people will approach it that way in an attempt to cause division, to make me look weak, but in actuality, that's something that woman apparently has never had experience. So instead of appreciating it, acknowledging it, and supporting it, instead she said, well, she make him do this, or he just follow her around. That's just ignorance, If a person really had that themselves, then I'm almost 100% they wouldn't speak that way. So people find ignorant ways of relaying things because it's something that they want themselves and don't know how to receive, or have never received it. So instead of embracing it, they speak against it. But again, it don't faze me because I ain't married to you anyway, and that's why.
and that's my husband. He's been a few words, but they're very direct and very precise. And so that was our conversation today with I don't know why it keeps going out, but we wanted to just come on and just talk, because sometimes God will fix it where you have to spend that quality time. And we were ready to come back and preach today at our church. We had an awesome time preaching in Houston, and the house, God moved phenomenally. This apostolic prophetic move, Kingdom Grace, Apostolic Fellowship, Bishop McPherson, Bishop Harris. It was awesome. It was phenomenal all week long. But, sometimes the Lord said, before you go back and get into that norm, into that race, then I want you guys to rest and sleep. And that's exactly what we did. We rested and we sleep. And there's times when you get there at a place, and then you have to have conversations. And I definitely believe in engine checks. And sometimes when I say, honey, do you want to talk? He's like, So that doesn't mean that it's something bad. It just means that, do you want to talk? Or maybe I need to talk, because maybe I'm having that mental health day, or he's having that mental health day. And so we have to make that time to talk. Hit your share button if you have any questions at all. Love, life, hurt, whatever. We want you guys to hear our hearts and see our differences. We embrace our differences. It's not, I think people have problems with your differences as opposed to you having the problems with them. And so that was one of the most crucial things, is to come on and I say embrace your differences. You don't have to be like him. He doesn't have to be like her. It would be a very boring marriage if he was exactly like me, and vice versa. We complement those things in each other. You got a question?
No, hold the camera.
Oh, he's holding the camera.
No, you hold the camera.
Oh, you want me to hold the camera this time? Okay. Well,
I think that's it.
Is that it? Okay. Yeah. We thank y'all so much for straight up, no chaser talk with the Travitts today. What mistakes do you
see singles making, or people who are dating?
The problem I see with singles that are dating is this. You can get that question right there.
Okay.
The problem with singles that are dating today is that they're desperate. And I don't think anybody wants to be desperate. Stop looking at his ring. You don't make people qualify. You got to know who you are, male or female. Make them qualify. Your time is valuable. Your body is valuable. Don't just give it to him overnight. Don't just meet him in 3 days and talking about we in love and it just was hitting. Oh, we connected and it was just that. No, make people qualify for your time, because when your time is up on earth, it's over. That's what I say about a woman, and I'll let you address that.
What's this next question?
No, about
singles.
Yeah. What is some of the mistakes that you as a man especially see men and women making?
I think people are too open in the sense of they feel like you have to settle in a sense, as if waiting is a lost art, to me, that's the mistake. The mistake is, like you have to get into something, or you have to entertain this person, or you have to entertain that person. No, you don't. Because if a person doesn't qualify, first and foremost, if you know your worth and a person does not qualify, then you don't have to entertain that. It's not about being bougie, being arrogant, being prideful.
Thank you, Marika.
It's knowing what you want, So I think a man respects a man. Hear what I'm saying? First and foremost, a man respects a woman that knows what she wants, But any male would be with any woman if it's just to be with her. So I think what singles mess up is that it's just everybody is so open, and it's like no one makes people qualify anymore. They just take whatever comes, and that's a big mistake. And I think the next question was,
how long did it take us to
adjust?
Get us?
Honestly, I don't think there's a such thing as adjusting. We've been married 10 years, and I don't think there's a such thing as adjusting, because to me, when you adjust, you become robotic, you become comfortable, and a lot of stuff you'll miss. So I don't ever want to, quote unquote, adjust. I like being on edge and being on my toes because it keeps things exciting. It keeps me guessing, keeps me wondering. After 10 years, I'm still finding out something new about my wife. And I'm just as in love then as I am now, but more because I'm learning more about her. So I don't think there's any adjusting per se. I guess it depends on what it is. Now, if you're talking about a person's habits, then yeah, I've adjusted a long time ago. But as far as marriage and just experience, no, there's no adjusting. Every day is a new experience. So you can't adjust for something new because you don't know what to expect. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I haven't adjusted. I still am in awe about the way that you love me. So selflessly and unconditionally with all my faults. And I've never had that. So I don't want to adjust, because sometimes when you say adjustment, it seems as though you take that for granted, that's it. So I thank you. So no, I don't want to adjust. I want to keep it calibrating just like that.
It's the next question. How do you not get comfortable with your spouse? How do you not get comfortable with your spouse? You want me to answer that?
I think it's twofold. I'm very comfortable with you, but I'm not in the mode of taking it for granted with you.
Yeah, and I think that's the point I was trying to get across when I say comfortable. Some people become very comfortable and wind up conforming back to the old ways. That's the comfortable that you don't want. When I mean comfortable, that's what I'm referring to. But being comfortable, being able to be with your spouse, being able to be yourself, letting them see that real, sincere side of you, then that's okay. When I was referring to that, I was referring to that part about conforming back to the old you. Because a lot of times you can get so comfortable, and then marriage or the relationship becomes redundant. It's a cycle, and then you'll slide something in from what you did back in the day, and it goes unnoticed, and you'll slide something else in, and before you know it, this marriage has now become that old relationship. So that's what I mean when I say that. How you see this next question down there?
I don't see it.
Well, it's right above Miss Marie.
Don't leave home.
How can we help our youth get a grip on teaching them God's word before they leave home to go to college, or just eager to leave their parents at home?
I think that's a parental issue. I don't think that's an issue that I can really help them with, because I want to talk about relationships. What are the best qualities that you like about each other? The best quality, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I don't even have to take a moment to think about it, is that he's patient with me. And that's one of the qualities. It's not like, like you're on his nerves or something. So the best quality about my husband is that he's patient with me and he's a protector of me. Often men don't protect their wives. They'll leave them open to so many things. But my husband is a protector and he's patient. That's the best qualities that I ever had. What you want me to do? What you want me to do?
Hold this camera.
You want me to hold the camera? I thought you were trying to let me hug up on you or something. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to do that too. We got to figure out how to do this thing because this is new.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
You said, what are the best qualities about
yes.
me?
The best qualities about my wife to me, honestly, is the fact that she is unpredictable. You know what I mean? I mean, that's awesome for me because I've always been able to watch and observe long enough to figure out a pattern, and I've been doggone, I can't figure one out, and but I enjoy the race. I enjoy the trying to figure it out. It's kind of tough. And the fact that she tells you what she wants, my wife knows what she wants, and I don't have to assume and guess, so that's good. I mean, but she has many, many, many great qualities. I can't just limit it to two because there's so much more about her that I love. So to just give you two will be shortchanging her and shortchanging me. So there's so many different qualities that my wife has that I absolutely love and appreciate, and that have really made me become a better person today because of. So it's been she has a lot of great qualities. What happened?
That could be challenging and sure.
She's challenging and sure.
Challenging and sure.
Yeah.
Because he is very regimented in the way that he lives life. I mean, you can tell that there's two totally separate entities in our house because his side of the closet is so neat. My world is not like that on the other side. So, yeah. I'm his bull in the china shop. Mm-hmm. And what am I doing?
Bulls in China.
He's my Mr. Perfect. Yeah. And I'm like, oh no, God, no, I can't be perfect. He's clean. He's too much.
Somebody said I ain't cracked the code. I ain't trying to crack the code. That's what makes me love her like that because I can't.
He can't crack the code. When you crack the code, they gonna take y'all for granted. Never let them crack the code, ladies.
There's no longer an interest once I figured her out. You know what I'm saying? So. Because I've been there, done that. So I bless God for just having someone that keeps me guessing and keeps me wondering. And it keeps life exciting. Every day is new. It's a great thing when you can wake up and appreciate your wife. And, it's a new day. Like the love is new. It just feels like the first time sometimes, Somebody said something.
What's just someone unmarried?
We missed one of them, though. Somebody said how you
what should unmarried focus on right now? Marriage seems so far away. If marriage seems so far away, honestly, and some things I'd like to accomplish, then there are things, marriage comes, I do believe, when you're not focusing on it. And again, I back up to that question, to the statement that I said earlier. I wasn't looking to get married. I wanted just a little doggy to carry in my purse, somebody to keep me company, because I wasn't healed enough to be married. And even when I got married, I still wasn't healed. We both weren't healed. We went through some trauma, right? Mm-hmm. And then in previous relationships. So we had to learn how to trust the love that we had and what we had been blessed with. That's my thought, is that if it seems so far away, focus on being whole while you can, Because when you get married and you're not whole and the sex is gone and the all of that is out of the way and you gotta live with this person, it's a totally different ball game. So be whole enough within yourself to love that person.
Wow, these are a lot of questions.
How did you what?
How did you keep your past relationships out of your marriage? Well, you know what? You have to know that when you starting something new, that is just that. You know, you have to allow the past to be the past. First and foremost, you have to be, there should be some form of deliverance and healing from the past. That's the first place to start. And then secondly, it's not like these things just kind of come up and people are unaware and they don't know. When things come up that are familiar, then, it is your job and you have you have the ability, the power to shut things down. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, there is some things in previous that I've experienced that were very hurtful. And, if my wife does something similar to, now at that quick moment, I can either judge her and make her them and deal with the situation as such, or I can see that this is my wife, this is someone new, and approach it from that perspective. So many times, because something seems familiar, we automatically make the person them, but that's not the same. That's not the case. Most situations would eventually repeat themselves, but the people themselves are very different. So, that's how I approach it. I don't approach my wife by the situation. I approach my wife by my wife. You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you find now people post so much of their relationship on social media?
I do find that people post a lot about their relationships on social media. One of the things the only thing that I dislike about people that's social, and I don't click on them, and this is just being honest, I do not click on them because people know you. If you are not happy and you're sitting up putting all of those pictures on social media, people know you. And I be like, get on and do what we're doing. We're not trying to act perfect because we get at it. Yep. But we love each other enough to come back to it. I don't like the pretense of that. So I don't hit on that because it takes away from love to me. It takes away from love. And I believe that people can really find true and genuine love, but the hypocrisy makes it very difficult to believe because they see the fake and the phony. Am I right?
Yeah. My response to your question is this. I don't have social media, so if y'all shut y'all down, you won't have that problem either. So you know, but no.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep talking.
No, just asked about people posting their relationship too much. So I don't have social media.
Raquel?
Yeah. Oh no, she don't have a question. She responded to what?
Well, we were talking about it, and that's why we decided that we're going to try to do this, once a week, because we want to talk about relationships, older, younger, just about us, being open, being transparent, learning how to love, not being ashamed of who you are, and not being ashamed of who you love, not hiding them. My husband is not a social media person.
No.
I don't anticipate him becoming one.
No.
But he loved me enough, and we decided to do this.
That's the only reason why I'm doing this.
Yeah. And because Bishop
Brian Key
Brian Key Williams
yep.
told us that we should do this a couple of months ago. And so that is what we're going to do.
We're going to try.
We're going to try to do this. He's going to try to do this. So my best friend, my best bud, my boyfriend. He's my boyfriend. My baby daddy. If I ever had a baby daddy. Tamika, this your daddy for real. Y'all don't know what go on in the Travitt house for real.
You're going to get me in trouble. That's funny.
Woo! Okay.
But marriage is great and I don't have no complaints. I mean, of course, if you're single, definitely, stay focused and get you taken care of. One thing is for certain is this world is not in the shortage of people. So that'll never be an issue. But, as far as you having time to succeed and to become the woman or the man that you desire to be, then there is a time on that. So if you have this time to yourself and this is a better time for you, this type of time you can, you can focus, you can do more, you can put your mind on more, then that's awesome. Even the Bible speaks about that, how, how the married couple, the married man thinks of how he can please his wife, and the single man thinks of how he can please God. So even that, it does make a difference, because once you have someone or a boyfriend or just an interest, then that now becomes your focal point, your focus. So whatever time you have, trust and believe, there is someone there that God has for you. And, just take care of you and get you where you need to be. So that way, whoever he brings to the table, meaning God, then, you have something to present to the table yourself. And only pray that other person's doing the same. They're taking advantage of this single time, bettering themselves. So when the two of you get together, you're not waiting on him. He's not waiting on her. You guys could both, jump in and run positive and do some good things.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish somebody could tell us how to
That you enjoyed it. We have to get one of those things. He's like, I wish somebody could tell me how to hold it.
Yeah.
No, you haven't hold
really
it.
see and hold this thing for hours.
Hold it. Okay.
Did they really do that?
We're gonna do better than holding it. We're gonna get us a thing, one of those little phone holders next time. Because we still in the process after 10 years of marriage. We're still learning how to do selfies and all of that.
I don't know how to do it.
So y'all bear with us. We're gonna get us one of those little things, and we're gonna hold it next week.
If I want to take a selfie, I just get you to take a picture.
Do you guys need a stage stand?
Go to Amazon.
Okay, we're gonna go to Amazon.
Or we can just punch a hole in the wall. Okay,
that's what we're gonna do. Well, we have thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm telling you, my husband, he has a totally warped sense of humor. Y'all know that? Some of the jokes in church.
Is that a compliment? Or is that
it's
insult?
a compliment.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you just knew what went on in our house, when he's having a bad day, I'm doing something ridiculous, and he does stuff ridiculous, like one day you came in and you had this hat on and this chain, and he came in on a hover, because I always say we didn't come in on a hoverboard. He said, I do roll in on a hoverboard. So he came in the room.
That's two different.
With a hoverboard.
Those are two different. You combined in two separate situations.
Okay, well let's speak. I do
okay.
that. I'll mess it up. Y'all know I'll mess stuff up.
We got some more questions.
Who's that? What is your favorite love song?
How do you manage strong conflict?
How do we manage strong conflict? We hit it hard.
Yeah, you confront it.
We get it. Get it. Because I'm going to go to bed. I don't want it. I don't want to deal with it.
And I want to go to bed and go to sleep. So I want to go ahead and deal with it so I can go to sleep. So strong conflict, we just deal with it, confront it, because suppressing it and tucking it, it ain't going to change. It's not going to fix it or make it no better. It just makes it worse. And give both parties more time to overthink things and to let the enemy get in and cause things to be over. It's just too much. So we just, we deal with it straight up front. What is your favorite love song? I'm going to answer that. Favorite love song? Favorite love song? I got plenty. But when we first got together, we was big on Jagged Edge, Promise. Yeah. That was it right there. That was our song. Still is a song to this day, but I got some more. See, when you get more years under your belt and you doing grown things, you get more grown folk songs. Yep. So
yeah. And I think mine now is my Endless Love, simply because of the verse that says, my first love. I know that I've been around a long time, but this is my real first love, that I can breathe and I trust you with my heart. So my first love. This is my first real love, that I trust you with my heart. There are people that you love, but you gotta watch them. You gotta watch them. You can marry them, but you still gotta watch them. But I breathe because, my husband, if a woman get too close to him, I don't have to say anything. If it makes him uncomfortable, he sets that straight himself. So that means something to me. So that's my first love, because again, I feel safe. I feel protected.
We got a lot of love songs. Like the one we got married on. When you walk down the aisle, that was very nice.
Yeah.
And
What
then,
was it?
And then what's the little fella name?
You
by what's the guy name?
Jesse.
Jesse. His name Jesse? Jesse Powell. Jesse
Powell.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Jesse, but yeah, we got a lot of them.
We got a lot of them. We listen to them too, and we still saved. So some of y'all think we can't listen to a love song, but we are not gonna consummate on near my God to thee.
Consummate
we ain't that saved.
Some folks don't even
We not like that.
Consummate.
No, so no. We're not be intimate on that.
I couldn't even imagine that being intimate on a gospel song.
Near my God to thee. No.
That feel bad, just thinking about it.
It's blasphemy.
Feel like sin, yeah.
Yes, that feels like sin.
Gotta have some love songs.
Should ask you should. Okay. All right. Well, we've had fun. We came on and we had fun. So y'all think about it next week.
R. Kelly, they tripping.
R. Kelly.
Ain't
Look,
nobody
Neil, leave R. Kelly alone. Leave R. Kelly alone.
You won't have that.
We don't talk about R. Kelly.
Won't have that.
He done nothing to me. So anyway, we do thank you guys for tuning in. And we thank you guys for listening to us. Thank you for allowing us to come in your homes today. We just felt refreshed and fell back all over in love again this weekend.
Had a good time.
So hopefully, next week, same time, same place, same Batmobile.
You watch too much TV.
No, I watch too much TV, y'all.
Batmobile.
I know. Okay. All right, y'all. What you got to say? Because they always hear me, so.
I'm thinking about getting something to eat. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm hungry. Other than that.
And that's another thing. He can eat all day. And I eat one little thing, and there go 10 pounds. That's a problem. Don't marry nobody that metabolism is not like yours. Because you set up and eat with them people, and you be 400 pounds. Think about the metabolism of... I'm kidding, y'all. Hey, Mocal. Hey, G and Leah. Thank y'all, Miss Raquel. We love you guys.
Love y'all.
To life. Come on, y'all. Come on, my thick girls. Don't get that. Don't be eating with him all time of the night. I got a cutoff time. He don't have no cutoff time.
Cereal is good.
No.
I like Captain Crunch at 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30, 1 o'clock. He's still eating. All right. We love y'all. We are the Travitts, straight up, no chaser.
Straight up, no chaser. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
Peace. We love y'all.
Bye.
Nick and Rhonda today.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to hit the finish button because Pastor don't know nothing about this. And y'all know I barely do either. All right. We love y'all. God bless. Share the video. Okay. All right.